So today, on the campus where Ernie Pyle typed his first stories, we recognize Randy West for a Hall of Fame career of journalistic excellence. He's living proof that outstanding, relevant journalism can be produced nobly at a small-town weekly. Knowing Randy, he will modestly explain that he was incredibly privileged, perhaps lucky, to have had the chance to practice what Bob and Frank O'Bannon instilled in him, and that he had a lot of help from some very, very good people along the way. But as an old friend, I would explain Randy's success like this. As a journalist, he was still a teacher, but with a larger class. And we all learned a lot from him. Would you please join me in welcoming
the legendary
Randy?
editor Norman Isaacs of the Louisville Courier-Journal, Ernie Wilkinson, Bob Hamill, sports writer, Bobby Knight, confidant, Sid Collins, Tom Carnegie, the voice of the Indianapolis 500, Indianapolis Star columnist Bob Collins, CJ columnist Gordon Englehart, State Senator Robert P. O'Bannon, one of the great statesmen in the Indiana Senate, and his son, the late Governor Frank L. O'Bannon. That is a short list. Frank's widow, former Indiana First Lady Judy O'Bannon, and their son John are here today representing the O'Bannon family. Would you please stand up and take a bow? Of the Corydon Democrat before I got there in 1970. She worked in the front office, and everyone who came in there knew Ruby. She was the radiant, cheerful, ever-dependable face of the newspaper. She sold newspapers, handled subscriptions, and researched the popular Looking Backward column for years. She wasn't a bad source of information either. You have to know Ruby. My generous and tolerant publisher, Denny Huber, did pull back on the reins, and common sense prevailed. I'll take this opportunity to publicly thank him for saving my derriere many times. Denny, please stand up and take a bow. I'll accept the award on behalf of friends, going back to the days of George Hess, when they sat at big, clumsy, sometimes dangerous hot-type linotype machines, setting copy and reading it backwards. That was before computographic machines began to change things in the back shop, and before the computer age arrived full bore and forced many of them out of their jobs. I'll accept on behalf of the many writers and editors who have lost their jobs recently due to the invasion of the internet, the relentless recession, and metro newspapers dumbing down and downsizing all over this country, an ugly phenomenon from which we may never recover. As most of you are painfully aware, the newspaper business is in trouble. First, it was the internet that unexpectedly threw everyone for a loop. Now it's a persistent recession. Advertising and readership are down, employees are being laid off, the desire for a quality product seems to have been lost, morale is at a low ebb as more and more people look to the internet and TV for news. Nevertheless, I remain optimistic. When the economy recovers, and we are seeing positive signs now, community newspapers will come back to some extent because, as Kurt Covenor quipped recently, we all want everyone to know everybody else's business except ours.